Alright, Turkey Al Sheikh recently gave an interview with ESPN, and he's been talking about several fights that he's looking to make, like Crawford versus Canelo, which, the more I think about that fight, the more I like it, to be honest with you. But he's been talking about the Usyk Fury rematch, and obviously, yes, I'm aware we haven't had the fight yet. It's May 18th, but who knows what's going to happen between now and then. I think we'll get it on May 18th. And obviously there's a two-way rematch clause for that. Now, I've already talked about this in a separate video, giving my 2 cents on it, so it may already be up by the time this video goes live. So if it is, go and watch it. We're going to talk about what he's also said, Turkey Al Sheikh, and said that he is eyeing Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua for March of 2025. So yes, March of next year, he's eyeing Fury versus Joshua. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Now, it seems to me, just from the outside looking in, that Joshua versus Fury is a fight that Turkey Al Sheikh and the Saudis seem very keen. They've seemed very keen on that fight for a while. They seem more keen on that fight than Joshua potentially going and having the trilogy fight with Alexander Usyk, regardless of the result of him and Fury, whether he beats Fury twice. They seem more keen on Joshua versus Fury than they do of that trilogy fight with Alexander Usyk, even if Usyk is still unbeaten and unified champion. Now, I can't really say I disagree with them, to be honest, because the thoughts of Usyk versus Joshua 3, I'd watch it, but it's kind of like, I've seen it twice and Usyk's won fairly comfortably both times. But with Fury, it's a massive fight. It's a massive fight wherever it is in the world. Would they do it in Saudi? Would they bring it to Wembley? For me, it really should be in the UK, but if they do it in Saudi, they do it in Saudi, so be it. It's still be on at our time, so it's not really going to, it's not going to affect us that much in that sense. But I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, right, March of next year, a lot can change between now and then. A hell of a lot can change between now and then. And obviously, you mentioned the fact that there's a rematch clause for Fury Usyk. It's a two-way rematch clause, so it goes both ways. From what I've seen with the Saudis, it seems as though those rematch clauses are there, but they're really just there in name only, because they're the guys who really pull all the strings. And you can have a rematch clause, but if the Saudis have different plans for you, that doesn't involve you rematching whoever, then that's what's going to happen. An example would be, look at Zhilei Zhang. He is a rematch clause. He had a rematch clause for Joseph Parker, so he could have rematched Joseph Parker. He's not. He's fighting Deontay Wilder now, top of the bill of the Matchroom versus Queensberry show. Some would argue that that's actually better because it's a more winnable fight. I can't really argue, and then it could set him up for an even bigger fight. So with the Saudis, they're always thinking a few steps ahead, and if doing a rematch of a particular fight doesn't really work for them, they won't do it. And I'm wondering with Fury Usyk, if say Tyson Fury wins and it's a fairly conclusive win, would they even bother going down the road of doing a rematch? Maybe they would. Maybe they're hoping, their absolute goal of goals is for Tyson Fury to beat Alexander Usyk twice, which he could potentially do, I'm not going to rule that out, and then face Anthony Joshua, maybe in another type of undisputed fight, because if Tyson Fury beats Alexander Usyk, he'll be undisputed champion. He won't be undisputed champion for long, because the IBF are going to intervene, and they'll probably strip him. And they'll probably put that title on the line for Dubois versus Hrgovic. Now, I'd be very surprised if the winner doesn't face Joshua in September. The only way I could see the winner not facing Joshua in September is if Deontay Wilder beats Zhilei Zhang, because I think that Turkey Al Sheikh will do that fight in September because it makes the most sense. It's financially a bigger fight than all those fights, as in the four names. It's a financially bigger fight. It's more appealing to the casual audience. They know Deontay Wilder. That could do well in Wembley Stadium. So if Wilder wins, I would expect him in September. Whoever wins between Dubois and Hrgovic, if Wilder doesn't win, then I'm assuming he goes in. But let's say Joshua beats Dubois, becomes IBF champion again. Then you have Fury versus Joshua if they both keep winning as a unification, or potentially undisputed fight if Fury still has all the belts. That makes that fight exponentially bigger. It makes that fight massive. Now, there's a lot of ifs between now and then. March is nearly a year away. It's only May. It's only the start of May. March is still 10 months, nearly a year away. A lot can change between now and then. We don't know how Fury's going to look in there against Alexander Usyk. We don't know. Now, I would have more faith Joshua keeping his shape and still looking good. But we don't know how good Joshua's going to look in a year. I would imagine he'll still look particularly good. But Turkey Al Sheikh really starting to get the ball rolling. He's mentioned other fights like Canelo Crawford, which I probably will do a separate video on. But yeah, it's interesting. He does have plans. He seems to have these long-term plans. But the fight he wants, he really seems to have them no matter what, he's getting them. And Fury versus Joshua, it seems like that's a fight he's wanted. It's been mentioned that for a while. So yeah, there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think we'll get Fury versus Joshua next year? Do you think if Fury loses to Alexander Usyk and the nature of the loss, that he'll just bow out of boxing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button if you could, and subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already.